Hey everyone, it's Matthew from That's So Matthew, and you're watching Disney Channel. Hey, I did it! Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of That's So Matthew. Today I am very excited to have a very special guest here with me today. Say hi, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Isabel. You might know me from other guest appearances on That's So Matthew. I'm also the host and creator of the Just Isabel Things podcast. And I'm really excited to be here to talk about Gotta Kick It Up, which is, I actually really like this movie, so yeah.
Yes, I am so excited to have you back. I feel like we are such team podcaster dynamic duo.
Yes. We have lots of things to talk about and lots of topics to talk about. But we're here to talk about Gotta Kick It Up, and we've done Cheetah Girls 2.
Love.
We did Smart House. We did Rise of Teen Podcasters on my podcast, and we're back for Gotta Kick It Up.
Yeah, it's been a little bit, but I think everyone's life is super exciting. We're going to be back in school when this comes out.
Yes.
It is September, which is crazy because it's also my birthday month. Fun fact.
Oh my gosh, wait, when's your birthday?
September 12th.
Oh, very fun.
Very fun. I'm turning 17, kind of scared a little bit.
Big 1-7.
Yeah. Also, another thing I wanted to talk about Cheetah Girls 2, and so Isabel doesn't know this yet, but the week before this, the That's So Matthew Awards come out, and you got to vote on either a favorite topic or episode or whatever, and your episode did win one, just so you know, so.
Oh my gosh! Thanks, everyone. That actually means so much to me.
And I love the Cheetah Girls 2 episode, so if you haven't checked it out, you better go check it out.
Go check it out.
Like I said, this is episode 100. Crazy. Thank you, everyone. I feel like last year I was super episode 100 is so far away, but literally it's it has been a year, but It went so fast, and I'm just so grateful because when episode 50 came out, guys, I think I maybe had 25 Instagram followers.
And look where you are now.
Look where I am now. So thank you. And we got a good one. Gotta Kick It Up. I had not seen this movie in forever.
Yeah, I actually saw this movie during spring quarantine 2020 for the first time in a really long time. And then I watched it again last night just to refresh my memory of what's going on.
I think I first watched this during a rerun, back in the day they do those old DCOM reruns. I would always watch it.
Yeah, I would always watch it when it come on reruns.
Yeah. And then Isabel was like, let's do Gotta Kick It Up, and I watched it this morning. I was really mad though because I couldn't watch it on my TV because it wouldn't connect to the internet, so that's not very exciting. Also, another thing I just want to mention, I feel like I always talk about Dunkin' on here and trash them. And so I went to Dunkin' today. The day this is being recorded, 18, so August 18th. And so it is the drop of their fall flavors. And so, as you know, Halloween, fall, everything is my favorite. So excited. And they have they copied Starbucks with the pumpkin cream cold brew. So I was like, Starbucks isn't coming back for a week, so I might as well give it a try.
Yeah.
So I went this morning at 8:30. I was ready. I was so excited. I got in line. It was a little long. I waited it out. I got it, and it tasted horrible. Just absolutely horrible. It tasted... Okay, so the first sip was absolutely horrible. The second sip was a little bit better, but by the end, it was good, because I feel like they needed to stir it. They didn't...
Oh, that's probably why. See, I had the pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks. It's been a really long time since I did have it. I only had it once, and I did not like it. I think it's overrated.
I think that's very fair. I don't too much care for the pumpkin spice latte, but the cold brew I think is better because I don't like super sweet coffee. I don't like the sugar, all of the syrups and everything. I just like a subtle thing. So I feel that was much better. But I was really disappointed in Dunkin'. And my sister's, hers was not even drinkable.
Ew.
She took one sip and was freaking out, and I was like, it can't be that bad. So I took a sip. It tasted rancid. Something was definitely expired. We could go to court, honestly, probably.
Maybe you should, and then win money, and then your podcast can soar and explode.
Yeah, I want my podcast to chart again. It hasn't charted in a long time.
Mine didn't, and then it did. So
But you beat the D'Amelios, so I feel like that makes up for it.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So for frame of reference, I charted higher than the D'Amelios for like a day in Mexico last week on Apple Podcast. It was pretty cool.
Oh, last week? I didn't know it was last week.
week.
I know that like before you did.
Oh, yeah. Like a couple months ago, like probably like winter time, I did. And then I didn't. And then last week in Mexico, apparently for like one day, I charted higher than the D'Amelios.
I have not even checked my chartable because I know that like I'm not.
It's fine. No, I bet it is. I bet it is.
Yeah, I know. Like I was actually in the Himalayas. I was the #1 podcast for like almost a week in TV and film.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Famous.
I
You're
like
on a famous podcast right now, Isabel. So.
It's an honor. It's an honor. Usually I chart in Jamaica and Jamaica. Yeah, that's like a big one.
Jamaica. I want to go to Jamaica now. But enough about like us raving about like our accomplishments. I think it's time to get into Gotta Kick It Up. So this movie, like I said, it's been a while. So I was really excited to revisit it. So I rewatched it today, and I've got some thoughts, some good, some bad. But let's honestly just get into our overview. It came out on July 26th, 2002, and it is
almost so like 19 years ago.
Yeah. So I feel like 2002, like I was born in 2004, but I feel like 2002, like it doesn't feel that far away. So like saying that it was 19 years ago doesn't feel right, even though I'm like
it's weird
2 years younger. But, like I am very excited about this film. I feel like it's also based off of a true story.
It is, and I didn't know that until like I was like doing more research.
Yeah, I feel like the based on true story DCOMs are either hit or miss. So like I was really glad.
Wait, what other ones are there?
Oh god. Of course I'm not going to be able to think of them now. But like there are like a few, and like sometimes I feel like if it's done by like the right director, it's fine. But this movie felt it felt like a documentary, so like it didn't feel like too filmy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I like true story movies, but like if it feels too much like a film, then it doesn't
work.
Hit, like, you know. So this felt really good, and like also like the 2002 camera work. Can we just talk about it? Like usually when I'm watching old DCOMs, it doesn't feel like an old DCOM.
No, but this definitely does, and I get it, like low budget, like Disney Channel. Filming in Southern California in the early 2000s, we get it. Disney did not have the same budget that they do now.
Yeah.
Or camera quality that they do now. And obviously Gotta Kick It Up is a smaller DCOM, smaller early 2000s DCOM. But it's still like a solid movie.
Yeah, I really like this movie. I feel like because it's not something that's like super overdone, like it's not like a cliche like love story, cliche high school like stuff. Mm-hmm. It felt like good, and like also this felt like when I was watching it, it felt older than Smart House, and Smart House came like 3 years before this.
Yeah, I think because like Smart House is like technology based, and this is more like not technology, like at all. Like this is dance. Like this movie gives me Bring It On vibes.
Oh yes, Bring It On. So good.
So if you like Bring It On, then you'll like this movie. You can watch this movie on Disney Plus, by the way, if you were interested in watching it.
Yes.
But yeah, this movie definitely gives like Bring It On vibes. And it's also like nice how it like that they filmed it in like Southern California and not in like Canada, because a lot of like DCOMs are filmed in Canada because it's like cheap to film there and taxes, but that's a topic for another day.
Yes.
Like it's a very authentic like movie, I feel like.
It is. It's just everything about it is like I'm here for it. I am here for it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about how like I'm going to be truly honest with everyone. When I am prepping for an episode, I usually do go on the Wikipedia page or like the Wiki fandom page and kind of like look over like the plot and like see like what like stood out to like in a plot summary so that like would most resonate with like the viewers, like not talking about like stuff that wouldn't do that. None of those pages had more than one sentence about this movie.
It's hard because this movie is also a fast movie.
It is so fast. It's like hour and 20 minutes, like tops.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a really fast movie. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, let's just get into the characters from the beginning. So the first one we're going to talk about is Daisy. So all of these
She's
girls.
kind of annoying.
Yeah. I was going to say, all these girls are in a friend group. Like, to me, this one was annoying.
Yeah, she is annoying. She does get better at the end. When she like finally like when she like accepts like, oh, like I have to be a team player, like I gotta like, show up for my team, like we're here to do this and whatnot. And like she's actually like, okay, I always love to talk about this this whenever I come on Matthew's podcast, but like I always like to talk about like where they are now. But anyways, the girl who plays Daisy is actually like she kind of so America Ferrera got like the biggest, probably did the best out of all the girls, and she's probably second.
Oh, yeah. Go her. I feel like a lot of these people, like, aren't Disney Channel staples. So, like, saying,
Mhm.
like, where they are now is always so interesting to me. Because, honestly, 2002 DCOMs, like, have such a different feel. Like, like you said, it feels more real. And, like,
Mhm.
also, they weren't, like, huge names, like, at the
Right.
time. Like, this was kind of like their debut project, like, dipping their foot in the water. So I feel like that's what also makes it feel real. Because, to be honest, there's only, like, one or two people that I recognize in this movie.
Mhm.
Especially
Susan
with it
Egan
based off a
and
true story.
right. Yeah. Who's the other character you want to talk about next?
Um, Yolanda or Yoli, who's played
Yeah.
by America Ferrera.
So obviously America Ferrera probably has the biggest like career out of all the girls. And we're not saying that to like bash anyone. We're just saying that like that's just a simple fact. Like
Yeah,
um and she did Superstore, which I actually seen like a couple episodes of Superstore. I really like the Superstore TV show. It's not airing anymore, I don't think. But she had definitely had like the biggest career. She was in like Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants like a couple years after Gotta Kick It Up came out, and I don't know if she had a dance background before doing this movie. She probably did. Because that's how they find kids to cast in these types of movies is like they look for dancers. Um but I liked her in the movie. She has like a fun like personality, and yeah.
yeah. I want to talk about like her playing Fawn in Tinkerbell.
Oh, okay. Yes, I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
I did
I
not
did
know
not
that
know
either
that.
until you just said it to me. Maybe I did know that. But interesting.
So,
She's had a big
like I
career.
said, she did, and like I'm a Tinkerbell stan, so like I didn't know that. Like I know that they like change actors like halfway, so I don't know.
Oh,
Also, I love my grandma's computer giving me like this notification. It's like, you have low audio quality. So do I sound like okay?
it sounds normal to me.
Okay, so like I said, oh, I didn't tell this to the audience. So I got a dog. I think I told you that, but he'll be like quiet for like a while, but then all of a sudden he'll bark and won't stop. So podcasting is not ideal. So I'm at my grandma's house right now, and literally this computer is like ancient. Like it's a laptop from like not that long ago, but like it just doesn't work very well. And so I'm a little afraid of like what might happen. Hopefully it doesn't crash. But like I got this notification, so I'm just gonna like exit out. If you can hear me well, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. It sounds perfectly fine to me. But anyways,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
America Ferrera, her character is, I feel like almost all of these characters, it kind of gives off like Cheetah Girls vibes to the
Yes.
point almost where they like, in the Cheetah Girls, I feel like some characters either get like a ton of plot and then others get like nothing and they're just like there. I feel like in this movie, it felt like evenly divided, but there wasn't much going on for some of the characters. Like,
Yeah. It was definitely even no, I totally know what you're saying because in Cheetah Girls, we talked about this in our Cheetah Girls 2 episode, which you guys should all check out. But in some like we would have a ton of plot for like some girls, and some girls wouldn't have like a ton of plot. And in other movies, some girls would have more plot than others. And but in this movie, like they all equally have like stuff they're going through. It's not that deep, but at least it's something. It's substance.
Yeah, like in Cheetah Girls, like in the first one, we had like the whole adoption thing. So like one girl had like a more hard hitting storyline, and like one girl had like nothing going on. So like I like how it's more even in this
Mm-hmm.
movie, but like it's not like a deep storyline in that like sense.
Right. Like they all have like their things they're going through. Like, Alyssa's like really smart and like her parents are like always there. Like that's a plot line there. And then you have Esmeralda, whose like parents are like always gone and she has to like take care of her brother and like do whatever. And then you have Daisy, who's like this really good dancer. She has Chewy, and she like might like go to like a different school and like perform at this different school. And then you have Yolanda, who actually never, I don't know she doesn't really, never mind.
I feel
It's,
like
it's pretty equally balanced,
it
but
is
she
pretty
like,
equal balance, but like I can't tell you like what really happened with her, but like besides outside of school.
yeah. She has the math thing. We could talk about how like she was about to not perform at like the final regional competition because of her math grade.
Yeah, can we talk about that? So at my school, we have like the rule where it's like if you have like a certain like grade, you can't like do your extracurricular like theater, sports,
Hmm.
whatever. So like we actually had a guy that like the week before a musical almost couldn't do it because his grades were so low. So like, I was like watching that and thinking about that. Eventually he did pull through, but I was like, and it was because he like didn't hand in his homework. I feel like life tip for school people: if you hand in your homework and try, you're gonna still get the points. So like not handing it in is like hurting you more than like trying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we all got so pissed at him, but whatever. So like I was like kind of like thinking like maybe like she won't perform, and like then are they gonna have like this life lesson about like schoolwork and like teamwork?
Hmm.
But I was kind of glad that like she did kind of pull through, you know?
Yeah, 'cause she got to prove her math skills at the car wash
Yeah.
fiesta, which was actually like fun. Like it was the community all came together to, you know, send them on their way to like the regional like dance competition. Yeah.
Yeah, I always like these like movies where it kind of feels like this fun stuff, like the car wash and stuff, and it just felt so like real life, and that's like my favorite part of it.
Like genuine, yeah.
Our next character is Alyssa, who is kind of like not has much going on. She's kind of
Yeah, she's like really smart, like focuses on school a lot. Like her parents are also like in this movie a lot. And she's kind of like type A personality. Um, and today I looked her up on Instagram. I think she used to be married. I don't think she's married anymore, but she looks exactly the same as she did 19 years ago. Or 20
I
years ago.
love actors and actresses like that. Like go off.
Yeah, she looks exactly the same. I feel like America Ferrera looks exactly the same.
She does.
Um, Daisy looks exactly the same.
Like I feel like in 20 years from now, like I'm not going to look the same.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like I want the jeans. I want to look. I want the Hollywood glow. Like a natural glow, not like I got plastic surgery done like kind of glow.
Yeah.
But yeah. So shout out to Alyssa for like kind of like not really doing much. So up next is Marisol, which one fun fact is I really like that name, Marisol. And in this movie, I was like really intrigued by like how diverse like this cast was, because I feel like this plot like it could have like went any way, and it felt like
Hmm.
very like it's supposed to be representing like the Latino culture and like their music and their dance and all that, and it felt like that. Like it didn't.
Yeah. And this, back then for Disney, we didn't really see that
Yeah.
often. So this was like kind of one of the big Disney movie or DCOM representing the Latino culture and like Latino like dancing and music and like South LA, all that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's TBH like the only one. Like I can't think of another one that is like this, and it's been 19 years.
Yeah, I mean, what's that TV show with like the Latino family? The
Stuck
newer
in the
one,
Middle.
Stuck in the Middle.
I hate that
That's
show.
the, yeah. Yeah, that's
I
like
I
kind of
don't like it. Also the lighting right now I think is very flattering on me because like there's like light in this one window and then there's like absolute darkness on the other side. So
love that. But yeah, we love early representation of
yeah,
DCOM history.
yeah. Honestly, shout out to them. Up next we have Esmeralda, another name I really love, and obviously because I'm a Disney person, I always think of Hunchback of Notre Dame whenever I hear that name.
Hmm.
She another character like I feel like watching it I really enjoyed it, but like I couldn't like tell you like specifics about everyone. And
Yeah.
like I feel like Esmeralda was like one of those people.
Yeah, Esmeralda, she like always like had to take care of her brother. Like that was the plot in it. It was like she always had to take
Yeah,
care
I
of
was
her
gonna say I
brother.
just remember the brother.
And she kind of is like Alyssa like a little bit, but she really like likes classical dance and like um Daisy and Yolanda are more like hip hop and like pep like uh like
Yeah.
like pop and lock dance, I guess. I don't know how to say it. And like Esmeralda's more like in the audition scene, like she's like getting really deep into it. And it's just like it also has to do with like the early 2000s cringe, but
I
um
felt the cringe in this movie.
oh yeah, the cringe is very real, but I feel like that just comes with any early 2000s decom or just like any early 2000s teen movie.
Yeah, I really was very like I like when like characters like have like family in the movie. Like I felt like with her like the brother like being like her only like plot point, it kind of like
Yeah.
didn't I didn't love it at all. I liked the somewhat the idea, but like I don't know. I felt like I said all the characters felt even, but like it felt like the plots like not necessarily like were great.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like the overall plot, I liked it.
Solid. Yeah. And it's like good because it also doesn't showcase like we could talk about how like yeah, like so this movie takes place in like Southern California, South LA, um where in like a primarily Hispanic area where like money isn't very like it's not like your Beverly Hills. We'll just say that. It's not like it's just like a part of California that's not the richest, and it's definitely like that's definitely like a huge aspect of the movie is like they can't afford new uniforms and they have to like they have to like they don't have like the nicest practice facilities and like Daisy can't afford to go to like the super nice like school right away.
And like they use the old pom poms, and I know like in the movie they like open the pom poms and like all the dust comes off, and I was like looking back at like I honestly like they didn't have a lot, but like I feel like the whole point of the movie was like overcoming that and
Yeah,
like
like
just
overcoming and like making like making the most out of like what they have and like using their talents instead of like materials.
yeah, I really liked it. I feel like
Hmm.
the plot like is cliche, but like it works in the sense
Yeah,
of
it
this
always
movie.
works. It always works in any movie. It always works.
I feel like it does, and I this movie like being so much like about teamwork and like overcoming those struggles, that made it better.
Yeah, because if it was just like a regular school with like in the Midwest with then it would just be like okay, what are you trying to do here?
Yeah.
But like
Uh,
it, but like having it be in South LA where finances aren't very universal, then it like adds like a nice touch to like overcoming like how you don't have to have like you don't have to be the nicest school to like win like the like to be the best dancers.
yeah, it's more like about your skills, about your teamwork, and all that. And I feel like this movie does a really good job. Now,
Yes.
I want to talk about the like teacher who
Miss
is
Bartlett.
Miss Bartlett. So in the beginning, I kind of totally forgot like what was like this movie. Like I knew like it was about like dancing and a teacher. Like going into it, I was like when she like first came out, I was like really like unimpressed.
Yeah.
Like I was kind of like, why are you like? She's like, I'm interested in like teaching the dance, but like I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like Vanessa Hudgens in the first High School Musical when she's like, I want to do musical, but like I just want to get to know people first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like she wanted to do it, but like she like didn't want to do it at the same time. It's also played by Susan Egan, who is just honestly a star. I love her. She is the voice of Meg in Hercules. She played on Broadway Belle in Beauty and the Beast. So like she is a star. Like
Hmm.
this movie, in my opinion, is a little bit like out of her,
Realm.
yeah, like her realm, her range. She also just did Amphibia. I don't know if you know, that's a Disney show with Brenda Song from Sweet Life, and she's like the main character. She just did voice work, Susan Egan, on that show.
She does a
So,
lot of like I was looking at her IMDb and she does like a lot of voice work for like anime type stuff. Um, yeah.
I feel
So
like she does not give me anime vibes.
like she does. I swear she does. And I also saw a TikTok where like they met her in person and she like wasn't nice. Oh. So I don't know.
Yikes. Like I always love like the celebrity tea, like when people like meet them in person. I've never really met a celebrity before, so like I really want to meet like a
I've met
celebrity.
Debbie Ryan.
Debbie Ryan.
That could be a story for another day. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, she's done she did Amphibia, Steven Universe, Kingdom Hearts 3, like a bunch of Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Oh, that's Disney though, so I guess that works.
Yeah.
Interesting. I feel like the early 2000s people always have the most interesting like jobs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that.
She did Spirited
Also,
Away.
I always like thought about this. Like I know that no one like knows me like from my podcast. Like I feel like one day I'm like you got recognized in public. Someone's just gonna
I
be like, "Are you
did.
Matthew from That So Matthew?"
It hasn't yeah. Yeah.
I
That
mean, it
yeah.
happened. So like
Yeah, it
check it off your
happened.
bucket
I was like
list.
so surprised like when it happened because I like did not know this like I did not know this girl. And she like came up to me and she was like, "Oh my gosh, you're just Isabel Things." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just Isabel Things. Like, do I know you? Like who are you? Like how do you know me?" And she was like, "I know you from TikTok." And but like she didn't know anyone like I don't know. It was like really weird. But
I still think that's cool.
it was really cool. I want it to happen again. Like
Yeah,
I want
I
it to
feel
happen
like
again.
next time I go like somewhere like where it's not like I'm like at a grocery store, like maybe next time I go to like Six Flags or something, I'm like I'm at Six Flags. Is anyone else here? Like find me.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was oh yeah, I should actually do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but like not like a creepy place because I don't want creeps. Because you know, like I honestly I love when like adult podcasters like DM me, and they like don't know that I'm 16.
Yeah. I have it in my bio, 18-year-old podcaster.
I think I had it, but I got rid of it. I might have to put it back though because incidents.
Experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I did put it in my podcast like description though. It's like join 16-year-old Matthew as he recaps all things Disney Channel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So back on topic. Gotta kick it
Back to
up.
Miss Bartlett.
Yeah. Okay. How did we like her coaching style?
No. Well, the fact that she like didn't let them go to that second competition and they like snuck off to go to it, like if they were doing good, like they should have competed and see like how
Yeah.
yeah.
And then like she made them run laps. Like as
What's
a
3 laps gonna do?
as a dancer, like as a dancer singer, like that is something that is not gonna help you. It's probably gonna hurt you like more than help you. And she like seems so uninterested in coaching it because like at first she's like I don't want to do it, and then she like kind of like agreed to it, and then like she like wanted to run, like have them run so that like she could like do time to herself. I don't know. Like her style of like teaching did nothing.
Yeah. Um, and like, what's 3 laps gonna do? Are you gonna lose 10 pounds after 3 laps? Because if it is, sign me up.
So
Because
I will run the 3 laps.
I will run the 3 laps.
10 times. 10 times.
No, seriously. And then, um, yeah, her teaching style, her dance teaching style is like kind of weird. And like, how does she become a biology teacher when she has all this background in dance and she was a used to work for an internet company? Where does the
Yeah.
biology teacher come from?
And then like she's like, "Do you know what like in the first like scene or something?" She's like, "Do you know what biology is?" And then like the guy's like, "What?" And then she's like, "Blah blah blah blah." Like that's literally my high school biology teacher. It was a guy though. He was really nice, but he like gave me the same vibes as her. Like she seems so uninterested in biology, and that's exactly how this guy was. Like I
Yeah.
literally think that some teachers are literally just doing it because like they got conned into it or something.
They
Like,
like, yeah, they like secretly come into work and they like, you just already know they hate their job.
yeah, like,
And like at first, like we know she hates her job because like the kids, like they're not like the most well behaved, and like she just like does not have the best of luck with things. But like I think she likes her job like toward the middle and the end, and like when the guy, okay, so here's like a historical frame of reference, like. And I didn't know this until this year, but in 2000, so like in 2001, when like the internet was starting to become really popular and more universal, a ton of internet companies started up.
yes,
Um, like tons of internet companies started up, and a lot of them failed, including Miss Bartlett's like company failed. And this is what I liked about this movie because it brought in something that happened in history and made it into a movie. And in any DCOM, you don't really see that. You don't really
yeah,
hear anything, any historical events mentioned. Like you could, you know, make Sweet Life of Zack and Cody now, and like there's no like, but because she used to be a like used to have this, used to work for this like internet company that failed, like that actually happened in in world history. And like we don't see that in DCOMs. We don't see world history events mentioned in DCOMs or referred in DCOMs at all.
yeah. I feel like this movie, I'm just gonna keep like praising like the plot and stuff. Like you said, they tied in actual history, which there literally none of the DComs do. Like I feel like the DComs like lack history. Like
Yeah.
in general, I feel like some stuff that like happens is so like out of nothing, like so out of like
It's just everyday life.
yeah. And I feel like the one thing that like you said, she is a biology teacher, but she has the internet like background, and then she has the dance background. Her character honestly is probably like the most like thought out, like well planned like character out of all of them. But like in the movie, it makes it seem like it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Like I really really appreciated like this movie. Like you said, it was real, it was raw. But like I just I loved Miss Bartlett's like I not necessarily her character. She was kind of a but
Yeah.
like I liked how well thought out she was, and like you actually got something from her.
Yeah, like substance. She was kind of like she kind of had an attitude though, like the entire movie.
Oh,
Like a
she did.
major attitude like the entire movie. And like that's why her and Daisy like clashed heads a lot because they both have like this alpha like personality and like bad like not bad at it. I don't like bad attitude like oh
Just
just like they both have an attitude and they're both like they see themselves as like they're both leaders, and that's why they clashed heads.
yeah, I totally get that. I feel like any like kid like in their class who's like considered a leader like always has someone like that is wants to like be the same person. And like literally I fun fact was the student council president when I was in 8th grade, which
Out
is
of
very
you.
exciting. And so there was this guy on student council that was like the same like essentially he was trying to be me but like in a different font, which is
Okay.
no. And so like I kind of feel like the same thing because like I was the leader of like the group, like I would lead the meetings, assign duties, like whatever. I was in full control.
Mm-hmm.
And so for like him to like imagine me being like Miss Bartlett and like him being Daisy, like we like clash all the time because we were essentially like the same person.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that like doesn't work because if you're too similar to someone, I always say like it doesn't work. And so I get like why she had an attitude, but like I still don't because I feel like she had an attitude through the whole thing, which she was literally doing what she loved, dancing and teaching.
Yeah.
So like, but I do like how real she was. So I have to give her props for that. And it's also season Egan, so
Yeah.
um
Yes.
honestly, let's just kind of give a brief summary, like kind of overview thing. So, like you said, Southern California middle school. Also, these kids actually look like they're in middle school, so Disney plus on that.
Yes. Usually it's like the 26-year-old playing a high school freshman.
Yeah, like literally, I can like I didn't do as one of my favorite Disney shows. They're supposed to be freshmen in that, and they look 10 years older than me, and I'm literally well, I am gonna be a junior now, but like still, like I don't understand. So Disney, shout out to you. Even in the early 2000s, this was a big step. This was a big step for Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to you. And so it has a very Latin American student population where we have Yolanda and Daisy as they try to convince Miss Bartlett, who is the new biology teacher, which she has an attitude, to coach their dance team. But like also, can we like just talk about how did they know that she had dance background? Did they like ever say?
Oh, Esmeralda went through her resume, I guess, and saw that she went to Juilliard and had dance background. And the old dance teacher left. They said the old dance teacher retired or left, and they didn't have a dance teacher. So that's
gotcha.
why.
Okay. Cause like I was like in my head I'm like maybe like they just went on LinkedIn, but that like wasn't a thing. Like I literally just made a LinkedIn account, so like
Oh my gosh, we should connect, guys.
Yeah.
Connect with us on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out, but like let's do it. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay.
My mom's like, Matthew, you should make a LinkedIn account, and I was like, why? But then she's like you could like connect with like your podcast friends, and like you can like your teachers, past teachers, and you it's so good for you. It looks so professional, and I was like, okay.
I got mine during junior year during COVID. So I got mine when I was a junior.
So I'm going to be a junior. So we're on the same track. So yes, we definitely connect with us on LinkedIn. So she kind of has some mixed opinions on being the dance coach. However, she does eventually step in. However, she has setbacks because this apparently Juilliard trained. She's so like old fashioned. Like teachers, like I don't know if you agree, but like in high school, I feel like you need to kind of like be on the same level as high schoolers, like to like actually like teach them something. So like if you have a teacher that's like doing old fashioned like PowerPoints, like always lecturing, it doesn't like resonate like the information with you as well as someone who's like doing more interactive activities and like leveling with you, trying like more modern approaches. So this teacher, or this coach I should say, has very old fashioned ideas, like you said, the laps and everything. So she's kind of not like working with the girls on a level that's gonna work for them. And being a dance like person, like who does dance, if the choreographer has like an old-fashioned approach, like it's not fun to be doing jazz squares and like 1920s dances for everything.
So like for the first like competition they did, like their choreography was very safe and it hurt them.
Yeah, you need to take risks. As someone who choreographed their school musical, taking risks is what you got to do. I don't like in like being a dance like person, like I feel like I said that like 500 times. Like you need to take risks, and this dance like Juilliard trained lady is like not taking risks. She's like playing it so safe, and like if you like do something that is like safe, I feel like it hurts you, and it did at the competition. So the girl, she should have just listened to the girls. Like the girls were showing her like some good like options.
Yeah, like she had a lot to work with, like different dance styles, different people to work with, and she chose to play it safe by doing really safe like choreography. And then when they got to like the Rolling Meadows school and they saw like the Rolling Meadows team, they were like, well,
yeah, I get that feeling. Like I totally do. So like I feel that she definitely, like, I almost am wondering even if she even had training in dance, because every sign points to no.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
And then we can get to like how they started like sneaking behind her back, and like they went to a dance competition behind her back, and they actually placed in third, but they had like took some different sorts of transportation to get there, and it wasn't the bus, and like Alyssa's parents found out and they got really mad, and they almost told Principal Zavala, and that was like something else. And then she like the teacher got really mad and she was like, F y'all, like I might quit now.
Yeah, so like the girls are like finally doing like something good, like they're finally like getting noteworthy noticed, and the teacher literally is like, yeah, no, like I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
Like, and then the principal, he, like,
He's just there.
he literally, like, the one thing I remember of him is him being like, we don't have the funds to be, like, a sufficient dance team. Because we've never, like, gotten this far. Like, we've never done this good before. Because eventually they start doing good. And
Yeah.
so they don't have the funds to, like, take care of that for, like, transportation or, like, costumes or whatever. And I was like,
Mhm.
huh?
Yeah. He's just
What?
there.
He, it sounds like my old school principal, with our
He's
theater
the
team.
deciding factor on a lot of things.
Yeah, and I totally get the insufficient funds thing. Like, literally, we put a musical together out of nothing because our principal wouldn't give us any. But that's a story for another
That's a
time.
story for another day.
So, like, literally, I get it. But, like, it's also, like, especially if you have, like, such a program, like, the program's starting to flourish. Like, the teacher's, like, trying to put in the work, and he's like, no.
Yeah. So he's just there. He like lets them dance and stuff, and he was like the one to like convince like Miss Bartlett, like, hey, like let's form a dance team. Like there's some girls who are really interested. Like it keeps them off the like it keeps them in school, keeps them like active, keeps them like out
Out
of
of
like
trouble.
trouble. Yeah. And so like he was like the one to like actually do that, which was like really good and stuff. But yeah, he's just kind of there. And then he's definitely the deciding factor in like a lot of the decisions made throughout the movie. And then when, she kind of like gets past her hissy fit and she like gets like that job offer from like a new company, she turns them down and decides like, oh, like I'm gonna be this biology dance teacher and my girls are gonna go to the regionals. And then
Finally
they
stepping up to something,
yeah,
finally.
yeah. And then they find out like they don't have the funds to go to the regional dance competition.
Just stab in my heart. At this
Yeah.
point, I'm so invested in the movie, and it's like nothing is going right.
Yeah, like they just upset their coach, then they like get their attitude, head back in the game, and then no funds.
Yeah.
They need $1,400 or $1,200. I don't remember how much it was. But then they have a car wash fiesta block party.
I literally, hot take, car wash fundraisers.
No.
I hate that. I had to do a fundraiser, car wash fundraiser over the summer, and it was my like musical cast and the younger musical cast. So I had to be in charge of a ton of 6 and 7 year olds drying cars and washing the windows.
There's better options out there for
There
fundraising.
is, and like teaching 6 and 7 year olds that. Like literally one kid we're like, okay, so you just like you had like little squeegees and everything, and he would like hit the cars with the squeegee, and I was like, no, you're gonna like break the car. And then
Yeah.
like I just car washes are never fun, and especially when you have 7 year olds doing it.
Yes. So they have the car wash fiesta thing, and then they raise the money to get new uniforms, to like get the bus, to like go to like San Diego for like the big regional dance competition, and then they get to the regional dance competition, and like Linnell Elliott is there, who is the like leader, or not leader, but like principal or like head of school or whatever she does at like the Academy Dance Arts Fancy School, and she's recruiting Daisy to like go there.
How did you feel about? I thought she was honestly gonna go.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm someone who likes to say like take every opportunity. Like I'm always open to all of my opportunities presented to me. Um, but yeah.
I agree. I'm a huge like take opportunities, take the risks. Like in every single like Disney Channel movie or TV show where like they get recruited, it never goes well. And she had like such a strong connection with like her teammates and her coach. Like it wasn't.
The there's a time and place for everything, and like
That was
if
not the time or place.
yeah. Yeah. Um so that happened. And she's like really nervous to like go. Like Daisy's really nervous before like their regional dance competition because like Linnell Elliott's there and like she like, wants to do well. Um, and they have like these nice uniforms. Like they got new uniforms. Like they're
Yeah,
ready to
really
like,
cute.
yeah. And then they perform. And yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be totally honest. I walked out of my bedroom for like 2 seconds while watching this, and I was like, I'm not gonna miss anything. And I came back, and it was done.
Yeah,
That's how fast this movie.
it's a really fast movie.
And so like they were just performing, so like I was thinking, oh, it's gonna be like done in like 20 minutes. Like I wasn't like looking because like it'll show like, oh, you have like 30 minutes left. I was like assuming I have 20 minutes left, so I just quick went to the bathroom and I came in and it was done.
Yeah, like it
The
goes.
ending was really like nothing.
Yeah, like the ending doesn't have context, and like, let's talk about like if this movie could have potential to be a sequel.
Yeah, it had potential.
It had potential, but I think it's this movie's past its prime. It's 19 years old.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna happen now.
It's probably not yet. We don't. It's not gonna happen now, but like, it definitely did have potential to be Gotta Kick It Up too.
Yeah, I think I also would have been interested in like a sequel. In like the sense almost maybe like if they were gonna do a sequel, like for sure, like explore that. Have her go to this special dance school.
Yes. And then like have like her school compete with like the old
Yes.
Yeah.
I vibe. No,
Yes.
I just think that this movie does so well on its own that it didn't need like a sequel. But like I would have been okay with it. And there's so many DCOMs that like to be honest like maybe didn't need a sequel. Like I feel like they milked Halloween Town for little too long. Team Beach. What was the second one?
Yes.
Or even like Twitches. I will be talking about Twitches too for my spooky season in October though. So stay tuned, everyone.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
But what would you in all of your DCOMs of like your favorite DCOMs that you've seen? Out of all the DCOMs you've seen, what would you put this in like the top category, like the middle category, or like
I would say it is like right between the top and the middle.
I would also say that as well.
Like I have DCOMs that I love religiously, like Cowbells, High School Musical 2, High School Musical, Teen Beach. Like
Yeah,
those,
like yeah.
those are elite DCOMs. I would say that this movie falls in like the weird like middle feels too low, but like top of my list feels too high.
I would put it at the same as Smart House.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like it's really even with Smart House to the point where I like it, but like not love it.
Yeah.
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 So rating, honestly, I have no idea what I gave Smart House. I really don't.
I would probably say like 7.7 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 7.5 out of 10. It's good to the point where it feels good while you're watching it. However, there are, like I said, the plot is like each character's plot is boring.
It's not that deep of a plot, but overall, we really want you guys to check out this movie if you've never seen it or if you haven't seen it in a while. Go relive it. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to give it like 7.5 out of 10. And another thing I would just want to say that like the overall plot is good, but like I said, the like it's not very memorable outside of the main plot.
So there's not really a lot of sob stories.
Oh, good. I hate like sob story DCOMs.
With like no one really has cancer, no one's sick, no one's dying.
I feel like that like would have added like such a whole nother layer that I don't even want to think about.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. But there's not really any of that.
Yeah, so I'm really glad about that. And like the last thing that I ask every single person that's on my podcast, like if this movie was like a 2021 movie, like how do we feel? Like do we think it translates well or do we feel like it's stuck in 2002?
I mean there are still like dance competitions a lot. Like dance is still very prevalent, is still a huge industry. I think it could still be translated into 2021 elements of it. Obviously like the music and the costumes, like yeah, like it could be updated. But I mean it still has like the same vibes as like Bring It On, like that type of stuff. It could. I'm not yeah, it could.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same. Like, it does feel like in its element very 2002. However, we still have dance competitions. We still have schools that have low budgets. We still have crabby biology teachers. I think it would work.
Yeah, it could definitely work. And we'll have to see what kind of Disney does in the future.
Yeah. I feel like even today, like I was talking with someone about like the current DCOMs and like the most recent DCOM spin. I actually really enjoyed. I will be covering it on the podcast very soon. But it is the lowest like viewed DCOM ever with only 500,000 viewers.
Really, I didn't
Yeah,
know
that really kind of broke me because I feel like this movie like so the last one got like 1 point something. So this was a significant drop down, which kind of surprised me because I feel like Upside Down Magic, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it's not very good.
It got okay. The thing with Upside Down Magic is like it got a lot of marketing because everyone was home when Upside Down Magic came
Yeah.
out.
And now Spin, which was a much better movie, didn't get like anything. And like I honestly have to blame Disney Channel. Like I hate like saying that, but like they waited like forever to give a release date. Like they waited forever to release a trailer. Like it just
Mhm.
I just think the formula didn't work, and that makes me really sad because I thought it was really good. But I'll talk about more about that on the like most whenever I do cover Spin. I just want to throw that out there, considering that I'm a Disney Channel podcast, and I think I was really surprised to hear that. And I feel like out of all the most recent DComs, this is the one that I think would have done the best, like maybe besides Descendants.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a little heartbreaking, but we digress. So I want to thank you so much for coming back on the podcast.
Yes, I had so much fun. Thank you for having me on. Thanks everyone for listening. Check out my podcast. You can follow me on Instagram, just isabel.things.podcast. I post a new episode every Sunday, and I would love to have you check out my podcast and my episodes.
Yes, go check out her podcast. I know that you would love that. You've got so many fun things going on over there. So
Yes.
there's something for everyone. And I want to thank you all so much for listening to the podcast because this is episode 100. So it is very exciting, very bittersweet, very like this is my baby and my creation. So I'm here for it. And if you want to follow me, you can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at That's So Matthew, as well as Facebook if you're a Facebook user. And you can go to my website, that'smatthew.com, check out all the fun stuff, including merch. I honestly think that's about it. I had a great time. I hope you guys check out my podcast, Isabel's podcast, and this movie in general.
Yes.
And I'll see you all again soon. Bye.
Bye, guys.